Alright, so this is going to be a reading for Sagittarius, and for the Sagittarius that I'm reading for today, there's a lot of love showing up in your reading, a lot of open-heartedness. It's a really beautiful, inspiring energy. I actually have chills as I'm starting out this reading, because you just don't often see readings that have this level of gentleness and sweetness to them. So I'm really excited to dive in here. It's a kind of love that brings with it a deep alignment and sense of harmony, of everything's going to be okay, of really leaning into sort of an inner stability and comfort here for everyone involved. You, other people, there's just this feeling of everything's going to be okay. That's very beautiful. So I'm going to dive deeper into this reading in a second, but before I do, I just want to say thank you so much for being here and for receiving this reading. If you would like a personal reading, I do love to do personal readings, and you can email me down below in the description box for one if you'd like. And if this reading resonates with you, please take a second to like and subscribe. Only about 1/5 of my returning viewers subscribe to the channel, so if you resonate with my readings, please take a second to subscribe, as it helps me out a lot. Now, Sagittarius, your overall energy for the reading is the High Priestess. And I'm really taking this to mean that you're stepping into your higher self, you're aligning with your intuition. There's a sense of wisdom and calm and peace that really guides this reading in a positive direction. And it comes from being connected to your heart space and really opening up to energies of love. And when I clarified the High Priestess, I got the Knight of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords. So there's an energy of no matter what happens, everything's going to be okay. There's a feeling of reassurance of I can kind of handle anything that comes my way, anything that I have to figure out or learn more about. I'm going to be able to handle it with grace. And with that Four of Swords, it's this energy of I really don't have to worry about anything. I can just rest. And it kind of comes in as a relief of maybe you've been working really hard for a while, or you've been invested in some type of process in building stability and moving towards your higher self. And it's kind of like everything clicks into place for you, and you're able to really access that higher knowledge and that sense of inner peace. And it allows for sort of this deep rest compared to possibly what you've been through in the past. Now, your oracle cards for today are Postponement, Turning In, and Harmony. So there's this feeling of even if you're not at your destination yet with that Postponement card, with Turning In and Harmony, it's sort of like you have this understanding that no matter the time that things take or which way the river flows, you have everything that you need within you. And if you just turn inward, you're going to find harmony, you're going to find that inner peace, you're going to be able to balance out the dark and the light, the masculine and the feminine, the difficult and the easy, and find that centeredness within yourself. And so many of you may be very spiritual, you may have a meditation practice. There's something here about being aware of divine timing and being aware that there's something larger going on around you in the universe and with the energies that you're experiencing, and that all you really need to do is remain steady within yourself and connect to that which is outside of you and sort of harmonize with those energies. So it's a really positive, peaceful, and aligned energy that I see here for you, Sagittarius. Now, let's dive deeper into the reading here. In the recent past, we have the King of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Ace of Cups. And just now, as I was looking at those cards, I heard in my head, when you know, you know. And it's really that feeling of when someone falls in love, and maybe it hits you like lightning, maybe it comes out of nowhere, maybe it feels like it's falling out of the sky. But you have this inner knowing with that King of Swords that this is something really right, that this is something really aligned for you. And so some of you may be falling in love literally, others of you may just be aligning with something really, really positive on your path, something that really opens up your heart and allows for the give and take of love and care and affection. And it comes with this feeling of, I just know that this is the right path for me. And it's really great because with that King of Swords and the Queen of Cups, you're very aligned within yourself, like I said, and there's a balance of the duality of the mind and the heart. You're both confident in your mind and you're confident in your heart, and it allows for you to really soften and open up and really experience those love energies that enter your life. So really positive here. Let's take a look at the Queen of Cups. For the Queen of Cups, we get the Queen of Swords, the Five of Wands, the Page of Pentacles. There's something that maybe you've been struggling to open up to for a long time. Maybe you've kind of been resistant to opening your heart. You've told yourself, I'm safer if I am just practical, if I'm logical. But there's sort of an opportunity that presents itself here, possibly one for love, for connection. And you have the opportunity to reach out and grab it, and it requires you to open your heart. And so that's where I see you really softening. At times, this could be a little bit difficult for you mentally to really allow yourself to relax your defenses and open up, and possibly open up to the unknown as well. The Queen of Cups, it's a very heart-based, emotion-based energy, and in order to tap into that space, you do have to relax your need for everything to make sense or to know exactly what's going to happen next. And for that Queen of Swords energy, that mental energy of total understanding and clarity, it could be a little bit foreign for you to let down that guard. And so you might struggle at times to fully let this energy in. But once you align with your heart space and you start to see, oh, this actually feels really good for me to relax my defenses, I see it being smooth sailing from there. Let's take a look at the King of Swords. We have the Two of Cups, the King of Wands, the Strength card. So there's this feeling of, I want to go towards this. This is right for me. It feels aligned. Sort of like this turns you on, this activates your passion in some way. It feels so good, and you feel so attracted to this that you're ready to kind of just take off towards this. But then you tell yourself to like hold back and be rational just a little bit from this place of like wanting to do this right or wanting to handle this right. And you're telling me, I know that this is going to proceed anyway. I know that this is a path that I'm going to go down. It's just sort of something that I want to not overdo, sort of, or like I don't want to jump the gun is kind of the energy. You seem to be aware of the pace of your own passion, and maybe saying in the past there's been a very fiery energy when you feel this way, and you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to kind of get lost in the sauce, I guess you could say. All right, let's look at that Ace of Cups. My cat Sasha's trying to get in. Let's let her in, shall we? Okay, let's look at this Ace of Cups now. We have the Five of Pentacles, the Fool, the Queen of Wands. Whatever this is that's coming to meet you, that blasts your heart open and feels really good, it's something that sort of defies everything you've known so far, especially for those of you who may have felt like you're in a bit of a rut, that things have been stagnant for you, or maybe you were coming from a place of fear, of nervousness, or you weren't really moving forward in life. Maybe you just felt like you were standing still with the Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck. This really blasts that apart and blasts you open with the Fool card, and you just sort of leave all of that heavy stuff behind, and you really open up to this other energy. For many of you, I'm seeing this as a person, possibly a divine counterpart. But for others of you, this could be an opportunity as well, or just an energy that opens you up that's really present in your life. And it sort of helps you reconnect to yourself in a way. Like, you as an individual Sagittarius are very aligned on your own, and you've definitely been on this journey towards connecting deeper to yourself. But this other energy kind of comes in and helps you click that last gear into place and truly let go of things in the past that were holding you back. It sort of pushes you into this energy of optimism, of playfulness, of feeling like, oh, like maybe things can just be fun, or I can just have a good time. So really positive energy. And for many of you, I'm seeing you already started to experience this. But if you're listening to this and you're resonating but you haven't experienced this, this could be a sign of what's to come for you. Let's take a look at the current energy for you. There seem to be some things under the surface that possibly you've been avoiding for a long time, like limiting beliefs, feeling upset, feeling anxious, and they've kind of been under the waters of the moon. They may have been in the subconscious, they may have not been very aware to you, and any time that they made themselves aware, they came up, someone here might have run away from them. I'm not sure if that's you or someone else here, but this sort of brings up things that needed to be contended with by creating a container for them. It's sort of like maybe they were too hard to navigate alone, and so now what this love is doing is creating a space, a safe space for these difficult feelings to not just be brought to the forefront, but to actually be processed and engaged with. And anything that anyone here has been avoiding is going to start to come out to be faced, but it comes through in a sort of positive way of, you just can't ignore your heart anymore. You can't ignore how you feel. And so that's going to bring up positive things, and it's going to bring up negative things as well. It's going to show you, where have you been keeping yourself stuck? Like, why have you been staying stagnant in various ways? Not just in one way, but sort of when your heart gets blasted open, all of these things come to the surface, the good, bad, and the ugly, and there's also room and space for them to be worked through. For the Ace of Swords, we have the King of Cups, the King of Swords, the Six of Cups. Wow. There's this very clear feeling of, this is it. This is the thing for me. And both parties seem to feel it. Everyone involved seems to feel this way. It's like there's no doubt in my mind that this is something that's meant for me. There's some type of soul connection at play with the Six of Cups. It could be like a past life commitment or a past life connection that's coming back around in a positive way. And with the Ace of Swords here, there's almost like a simplicity to the understanding. Like, that's it. That's it. When you know. So, yeah, really powerful stuff. It speaks to your heart. It speaks to your values. It just lines up perfectly with everything that you are in your soul. And it may even give you this really deep, powerful sense of direction. And with the High Priestess there and the overall energy as well, it almost has a spiritual component to it as well, of not just knowing logically that this is going to work out, but understanding spiritually that this is something that's meant for you. And it's just going to feel good in that sense. You may feel like you finally know where you belong, or like your next steps. And then just so much love starts to pour into your life. For the King of Cups, we get the Eight of Wands, the Fool card, the Three of Wands. There's this feeling of I can do anything, I can pursue anything, I can go after anything that comes my way, I can handle it. It's almost like you're saying, bring it on, universe. Like, what's next? I'm excited. And especially for those of you who might have been feeling depressed or fearful when you think about the future, now that's really shifting into this energy of, I actually want more. I want more of life. I want to feel connected to what's around me. I want to experience more. And it comes from that really solid place of not just having your heart open, but of feeling more confident because of it. And because of that energy, being so strong and magnetizing things towards you, in the future you have the Tower, the Page of Wands, and the King of Pentacles, and at the bottom of the deck you have the Six of Swords. So there's this energy of lots of things are going to start coming in, and also lots of things are going to start leaving you if they're not meant for you. So the things that are coming in really rapidly. The things that aren't meant for you are leaving you really rapidly. And there's this sort of shift that's happening that reflects the space that's opening up within you. Sash, let's take a look at that tower in the near future. The Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the Four of Wands. If you thought that you were just going to do life alone and that you were just going to be practical and work towards your stability, that comes down in the future, and you start to open up to like a whole new way of doing things, and it's very positive. It's like, yes, you have a great head on your shoulders, you've built up a lot for yourself, you can totally support yourself and be independent if you need to, but there's something here about that not being what's meant for you. You're not meant to do everything alone. You're meant to have support. You're meant to feel supported by other people, and not just one energy, but many different energies. You're meant to sort of have a support system around you that you lean on and that you engage with. You give energy to it, and it in turn gives energy back, and vice versa. And so this sort of more practical mental energy starts to fade away, and you start to open up to the possibility that stability could look really different and could involve your passion and your heart space in a much bigger way than maybe you previously thought. And you start to go down this new journey. Yeah, the Star, the World, the Queen of Cups. You start to open up to all these different possibilities of what could happen in your life. You start to be like, wow, like it could be really amazing to travel to, I don't know, Kenya and travel to Europe and travel to Japan. I don't know. And you start to be like, not only do I want to do that, I also want to start this business. And after that, I want to become an astronaut. And it's this really beautiful energy of, I know where I'm headed, and it opens up all these different pathways of different things along the way that feel really good. And it comes from this place of just feeling so supported and feeling so loved, and knowing that energetically you can lean on that energy of love and support. It's this feeling of everything's going to be okay. So knowing that, who do I want to be? What do I want to do? It's kind of that feeling of, you know, when people say, if you weren't afraid of anything, what would you do? That's the energy that you start to step into. And with this Page of Wands, it's almost like you're being reborn through this energy of love and stability and hope and healing into like the next version of yourself in this really like positive, exciting, hopeful way. And because you're stepping into that energy, it's like you can't go wrong. Like somehow you're going to attract that energy to you. You're going to manifest a lot of great things for yourself with that King of Pentacles. And it's going to start to show up in your material world in a really strong, tangible way. And not only are you going to have stability, but you're going to experience that stability in a way that maybe you've never experienced it before, where maybe in the past you had resources or you had opportunities, but you still weren't quite sure that it was going to stick. You didn't feel that stability on like an inner confidence level, and that's how it's going to start to manifest for yourself, because that's where you're coming from within yourself. Let's take a look at that King of Pentacles, the Tower, the Temperance card, the Six of Swords. You're going to start to see why things didn't work out. There's going to be sort of this grace period between certain things leaving your life and other things coming in. And it could take some time. Like it could take some months. It could take maybe a year. I'm seeing 6 months for some of you. And it could feel like a lot of things are shifting for a while, or you're in that sort of in-between state. But it's important to know that you are moving towards something, towards a new level of stability, and there's just certain things that are going to have to go first and foundations that are going to come down before you can fully step into everything new that's coming in. But when you do, I just see it really, really aligning and feeling really good on all levels, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. You're going to feel this deep sense of security. So Really, really positive reading for you, Sagittarius. Let's get 3 cards of advice from the universe. The Knight of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the King of Pentacles. There could be this feeling of it being too good to be true, or even though you feel like everything's going to work out, your mind might at times come in and say, oh, but what if this doesn't work out? Or, what if you're just having wishful thinking or being too hopeful or whatever. And that is a deceptive energy. I'm here to say everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to work out. Just follow your heart throughout this experience and really soak up this energy for all it's worth, because you deserve it, Sagittarius. So that's what I have for you. I hope this helps. I hope this resonates, and I'll see you next time.